the real estate business that more realtors believe is a significant force for their competition in the future is what's known in the industry as FSBOs, or for sale by owners. The FSBO is not that tough, especially if you understand the truths and the keys and you master the delivery of the reasons why you can put more money in the for sale by owners pocket quicker than they can. Then this becomes as easy as shooting fish in a barrel. So let's start off with, first of all, the truths. And there's 6 truths altogether. The first truth about FSBOs is that 6 out of 10 end up listing with a real estate company and putting it on the MLS system anyhow. 2 out of 10 of those FSBOs end up getting frustrated and take it off the market. And the other 2 out of 10 end up selling it themselves for no more money, in fact, less money than if they hired a realtor. The second truth to listing FSBOs is the follow-up factor. Follow up, follow up, follow up. According to the National Association of Realtors, to get into a for sale by owner's home honestly, you need to touch them 7 times. The article went on to say that the average realtor only contacts the for sale by owner 2.5 times. Now, I'm not sure where that 0.5 came from, unless when the FSBO actually answered the phone or answered the door, the realtor ran away. But the bottom line is you have to follow up with them and have 7 touches on average. Now, some will be less, some will be more, but the law of averages will always work in your favor. The third truth is it's the exact same process I'm teaching you, but it's a different set of words. The fourth truth is you can put more money in their pocket in less time than the FSBO can selling the house themselves. The fifth truth is don't be fooled by the price, because the price they've got in the newspaper, if it was the right price, it should have been sold already and never been advertised. And finally, the sixth truth is full service real estate. That means me and you, full service realtors, have been around for over 100 years. And anything that's been around that long, there has to be a value in it. Those are the 6 truths to listing FSBOs. Now let's take a look at what the keys are to getting the FSBO listed. The first is you want to make sure that you book no less than 2 hours. If the FSBO is not prepared to give you 2 hours, then do not go, because all they are going to do is pick your brains, take your knowledge, take your ideas, and move you out the door. And gang, a free CMA and a nickel won't buy you a cup of coffee today. The next key is you want to get in the door honestly. If you can't get in the door honestly, don't get in the door. The third key is you want to determine which one out of Mr. and Mrs. wants to list with a realtor, and you want to make them your ally. Research has showed us that 1 out of those 2 homeowners will want to give the property to a realtor to sell. The other one doesn't. So you need to determine which one that is and make them your ally. The fourth key is sell the security factor. In today's day and age, we don't know who's coming through these houses unless they sit with us in front of our desk, go through a credit application, go through the pre-approval process, go through your client qualifier. Even if they hired us to make sure that the people that were coming in their house were honest, that in itself is worth more than what they would ever pay us. And finally, the fifth key is you have to get them to listen to the 7 reasons why you can sell their home for more money faster than they can. Now let's take a look at those 7 reasons. The first reason why you can put more money in their pocket quicker than they can is something that's called the law of supply and demand. And what does the law of supply and demand say? That when the demand outpaces the supply, you will get the price you want or get an increasing price. Well, I would ask them this question. According to the National Association of Realtors, the average salesperson is working with 10 buyers at any particular time. Now let's assume there's 3,000 realtors on your board. That would mean that your real estate professionals in your area at any given time are working with over 30,000 potential buyers. I would say that's a lot of demand. How many potential buyers are you working with? The second reason why you can put more money in their pocket quicker is the longer it takes to sell, the more money they will use. You want to go back and master your cost associated to waiting. Believe me when I tell you this, don't ever underestimate any of the technique or dialogue you're picking up in this program, because as we go along, it all dovetails together. The third reason is buyers only shop FSBO to save the commission. Think about this for a minute. If you were a buyer and you get all of the services that a realtor offers for free, why would you buy a home for sale by owner and take all the risk? There'd be one reason and one reason only, and that is because the person that buys the house that's listed for sale by owner wants to save the commission. Well, if the seller wants to save the commission, how do you save the same commission twice? The fourth reason why you can put more money in their pocket quicker than they can is you are trained to separate the looker from the buyer. You are trained to make sure that you're not dealing with tire kickers, and you are trained to know that there's three components that make up a buyer. A buyer has to have money, motivation, and urgency. If they don't have those three components, they are lookers, not buyers. The fifth reason you can put more money in their pocket in less time is that third-party negotiation saves money. I want you to think back to the last time you tried to sell a car privately or a stereo privately or anything privately. When someone comes up and makes you an offer and it's much less than what you were hoping to get, what happens? Well, emotion starts to set in. The hair goes up on the back of our neck and we don't communicate well. Well, as a realtor, you are trained for those situations and you are trained to get those people to pay more money. Third-party negotiation does save them money. The sixth reason why you can sell their house quicker is because of your marketing strategies. And marketing strategies equal exposure. The more exposure you give to a property, the more buyers you will attract. The more buyers you attract, the more money you will get. That's what the law of supply and demand says. And finally, the seventh reason is security equals peace of mind. If the first six didn't get them to sign the contract, then I would ask them the seventh and I would hit them right between the eyes. I would say to them this, Mr. or Mrs. Krankovich, let's assume for a second that everything I've covered off to you up to this point is not true. And instead of actually putting more money in your pocket, you got to pay me the commission. And let's assume for a moment the commission is $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, whatever it is. Let me ask you this. How are you going to determine whether these people that come through your house are a threat to you or your family before they come through? How are you going to determine that the sign on your front lawn that invites complete strangers to your door, that those people are coming when your wife or your children are home by themselves? How do you determine that those people are good people coming to your door? Well, obviously the answer to the question is you can't. So what I'm hearing then, Mr. or Mrs. Krankovich, what you're saying to me is that you're putting a value on your family's safety. Personally, I don't think you can. And in fact, many people hire us today just for that reason, because they believe in making sure that they take every necessary precaution that their family is safe. Isn't that security and peace of mind worth signing your contract with me today? Sure it is.